Assalamu alaikum students. Let's continue with our lesson Democracy in India. In our previous session we have learned what is democracy, and after that we have learned what is government. Government is a group of people who are responsible for making the laws and taking care of the affairs which are related to the governance or the ruling of the country. After that, we have seen some features of the democracy, like right of the people to elect their leaders, then right of the people to express their views on the policies of the government. Then we have learned about the equality and justice. These features of democracy we have learned in the last session. After that, we have learned about the constitution of India. After that, we have learned about the different types of government in the world, the three types of government in the world. After that, the main branches of the government or the Indian government works through these three branches: the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judiciary branch. These are the three main branches through which the government works. After that, we have learned about the levels of the government, the three levels of the government. In the previous session, we have only seen about the central government, and the in central government we have learned about the legislature of the union parliament, union executive, and union judiciary. Today we are going to learn about the state government and how the governments are formed in India. So let's get started with the lesson. What are state government actually? State government, they are known as, the government of a state is known as the state government, and it is located in the capital of the particular state. Take example the state Maharashtra, and its capital is Mumbai. So the state government, it is located in Mumbai. Then every Indian state government is headed by the governor, the chief minister, and the council of ministers. The chief ministers, council of minister, and the state government makes the laws, enforces them, and runs the state. Then each state has a legislative assembly or Vidhan Sabha, which makes laws for the state, and the members of the legislative assembly, called MLAs, are elected by the people of the state for a term of 5 years. And several state legislatures, they also have another house other than legislative assembly. They have another house called as legislative council or Vidhan Parishad. The governor is the head of the state, and the governor is appointed by the president of India for a term of 5 years. And the governor, along with the chief ministers, they ensure that the state is running in a proper manner or proper condition. And each state has a high court, which is the highest court of justice in the state. Let's see how the governments in India are formed. Everyone knows, or we have learned in our previous session, that India is a democracy. The citizens of India, they elect the government by voting during the elections, and different political parties, they contest an election. And India has a multi-party system. Multi-party system means this system, a system in which many political parties, they fight elections together against each other. And sometime there may not be one single party which gets the majority of seats. In such cases, you can say two or more parties they may join and they may form a coalition government. Means two parties they run the same government. They run the government of the country. After that, we have the election commission. Means what is the election commission? Like we know that elections are held, and in the elections people they vote for their representatives, and that particular representative then forms the government through the political party. So after the election what happens we will see. The election commission in India has been set up to hold free and fair elections in the country, and it fixes the dates for the elections. Means when the elections will happen, what time, what date, all these things they are checked by the election commission. Then they also see whether the elections are conducting or no. Then they declare the results also after the counting of the votes casted by the people. Let's see what are political parties. A political party is a group of people who come together to contest election, and they hold the power in the government. The parties that are present in more than 4 states of the country they are known as national parties. Here are some examples of national parties of India: Congress, BJP, INC, Indian National Congress. These are the examples of national parties. Other parties are also formed in certain regions of India or certain states or places of India, and they are known as regional parties. Here are some examples of regional parties: Aam Aadmi Party, AAP, AAP, Shiromani Akali Dal, and Telugu Desam Party. These are some examples of regional parties. We'll see now how the elections in India they are held. In India, elections they take place every 5 years. Means after every 5 years, the elections are held to elect the leaders for both the state and the government. For both the state and the central government. Then the whole country, during the elections, the whole country is divided into smaller units or smaller parts, and these units or parts they are called as constituencies, and these constituencies they are made for holding elections in a proper way or proper manner. Then number of candidates from different political parties they contest in the elections, and they are from different constituencies also. Then each constituency or the candidate who gets the maximum number of votes they win, and they become the MP or MLA. MLA means member of legislative assembly. Then the political parties or the group of parties that wins more than half of the seats in the legislature they form the government, and the other parties they form the opposition, and they play a very important role in the democracy or in the government, as they have a look or they criticize the government if it is does not doing its work properly or no. So let's quickly recap what we have learned in our previous session and in today's session. Today we have means in this lesson we have learned about the Indian government, the central government, the state government, the constitution of India, the features of democracy, the branches of the government, the levels of the government, and how governments are formed in India. Hope this lesson was easy for you. Thank you.